That would be needlessly indulgent. There's nothing like dessert for improving one's mood. Much more enjoyable than meditating alone all the time. By the way, Miko mentioned that she founded something called the Yai Publishing House to sell some sort of light novels. She's always bragging to me about it, but it's difficult for me to really imagine without seeing the place for myself. Can you take me?
Sure.
Oh my god, hon älskar Dango Milk. Huh?
Wow.
Epic Gamer. Epic Dango.
Epic Dango moment.
Epic Pongo. Ja, hon försvann. Vad gör du för mission nu då, Henry?
Samma som jag gjorde förut.
Shogun! Almighty Shogun! What brings you to the Yai Publishing House? Do you have instructions for us?
No, not at all. Don't be so nervous. I'm just here to look around.
Apologies. I still don't quite understand. Are you here to look into the management? Or publishing regulations? Or fire safety measures?
Alldeles för
He just
mycket.
wants to browse your books.
The Almighty
Alldeles
Shogun
för
wishes to
långa quests. Alltså.
read light novels?
Yes.
Vad?
Any
De här
recommendations?
questsen är alldeles för långa.
The Yai Publishing House's novels are mostly
Gör
targeted
dem
at the
kortare så jag kan få
general
mer
public.
rewards
And the
snabbare.
content is all kinds of strange. I'm not sure we
Oh
have
my
anything
God.
quite to the
It's
Almighty Shogun's
It's the
taste.
fat man
I'm
himself.
just here to try
Oh my
something
god,
new.
det är Stefan.
There's no fun in reading the same kind of thing over and
Jag
over
visste
again.
från
Relax.
den där
It's just words on a page, isn't it?
deskriptionen.
What could I misunderstand, really?
In principle, you're
It's the
absolutely
fat
right.
man
It's
himself.
just-
Och du bara, vänta,
If
det är
there's anything the
Stefan.
Shogun doesn't understand, we'll explain it to her.
Jag lyssnade verkligen inte på vad du sa.
Men du fick din medicin idag.
Well,
Nej, det var slut.
okay then. Please proceed to the bookshelf over there. It has all the latest bestsellers. There are some winning entries from the This Novel is Amazing competition. I've just finished compiling them into a saleable form. Don't take them too seriously. It's all just a bit of fun.
Okay, let's go then. Huh. How can this be? Did I underestimate the caliber of this material? I know every individual word in these
Queen
books'
Elizabeth
titles.
sad.
So why is it that they make no sense to me in these particular combinations? Take this one, for example. The good thing about being reincarnated as a hilly churl is that I only need to eat sunsettias to become stronger. It's so long. Is it true that hilly churls grow stronger from eating sunsettias? Well, surely it should be some sort of meat, at least.
It's just a narrative device.
Narrative device. So it's made up? What's the point of that? Without being grounded in reality, how can the story be believable? Also, I'm fairly certain that hilly churls can't write stories. So, does this author claim to be documenting hilly churl life from an outside perspective, perhaps?
Paimon's starting to understand Kuroda's reservations right about now. How about we choose for you? We can pick out some novels that are easier to understand and give you the scoop.
All right, then. I believe myself to be relatively well-read, but with stories like these, I don't even know where to start. I have high hopes, though. This seems like Miko's style, so I'm sure the stories are very entertaining.
All right, leave it to us. This could be a pretty tough job.
Vad fan gjorde du på första försöket?
With a
Nice.
premise like this,
Jag
it's no
chansar.
wonder Kuroda was nervous about letting... Paimon thinks it might be best not to bring this one up with A. We might get the author in trouble. Well, if someone...
Okej, den boken. Daily Life of Romance Story, va?
only skimmed through, but Paimon can tell this girl has loved the main character with all her heart since childhood. Right! The plot is really gripping, but
I'm on a savage!
Huh?
Hon roastade the Shogun.
what a strange person. Why would someone want to be a novelist that bad? Someone like that could easily become the top martial arts pro in the world. You do have a point.
Ja, jag gillar den här
That's
människan.
all of them. Let's try to explain them to A.
Hallå! Hello there! Hello there! Vänta, jag måste ändra tiden till morgon tycker jag. Jag tycker att det förtjänar att bli morgon.
The looks on your faces tell me you found some good stories.
Håll.
Antingen the martial arts story eller the love story. Du har ju sett The Shogun, Henry. Vad tycker du? Vad tycker du skulle passa henne?
Jag vet inte.
The martial arts story är bara när en jävla journalist vill bli... Alltså han vill inte vara en... fuck it, jag tar den.
Goodness. Are people in Liu really so complex these days? Even though the protagonist refuses to acknowledge his innate talents, he has a rare dedication to justice. Where is he now? Does he have plans to visit Inazuma? If so, I will instruct one of the commissioners to bring him to me on his arrival. I would very much like to spar with him.
He's a fictional character. He doesn't... What about the antagonist, though? Don't you have any thoughts about their part in the story?
The antagonists? You mean all the people who behaved foolishly? What can I say? They're bad people, and they all got what they deserved. End of story.
It doesn't seem... So what do you think of Yai Publishing House? Do you like the stories we picked?
What I take from these stories is not so much the content itself, but what they represent in terms of the effects of time upon Ina's. Back when I decided to isolate myself in the plain of Euthymia, there was no Yai Publishing House, and certainly no stories of this kind. In accordance with my wishes,
Bro, hon är inte
the
läst
Shogun did her
manga.
best to create
Vilken
an
jävla
eternal
loser!
nation. A nation that, in theory, should remain entirely unchanged over time. But the fact is that both the food and the stories have changed with time. I disagree with your point of view. That's what I would say if we were still in the plane of Euthymia.
Whoa, what the
But
fuck?
the truth is right here in front of my eyes,
Vad?
and I can't deny it.
Jag bara gick in
That's
på...
exactly why we brought
Jag
you
bara
out.
gick in
To
på
take a look
jäkla
around and get some fresh ideas. Sure, it's
inventory.
not the same as you remember.
Sen så gick jag till en
Yes,
bok och tryckte på
you're
X
right.
och sen så bara började en cutscene
I'm
spelas.
wary of... Thank you for inviting me out.
Vilken?
This trip has been
Jag
quite
bara tog en
eye-opening
bok
for me.
på så här key items eller något
This
sånt.
may be an everyday occurrence for you, but for me, this trip has been quite an occasion. I've seen a lot, and it's made me think a lot. I really can't
Yes!
praise it highly enough. I hope...
Ooh, great idea! A's had a wonderful time, and a photo is the best way to remember it.
Take a photo? Once again, I'm faced with a combination of words that makes absolutely no sense to me.
Ett jävla
It's okay.
foto.
Come with us.
Det är en cutscene om jäkla halvnakna Venti. Alltså han ner mig bara så jag kan sång och en hood och jag är rädd.
Hey bro, giga chad.
So,
We're taking a photo
Alltså
of
vad
you.
är det? Det handlar om
Just be
fåglar.
basically a foot.
okay. So what exactly is striking up? Ah, I
Alltså
see.
du bara titta
So in
på.
other words, I need to do some sort of visually
Wind,
agreeable
courage
action in
and
front of you.
wind and
The more I
wings.
think about it, the more embarrassing it seems.
Jag är på quest.
How should I pose? Help me out here. It should look good, but not too over the top.
Jag tror det bara i den boken som har
Casual.
en cutscene. Fan. Nej, nu råkade jag
How
säga.
about this?
Skip.
This feels quite natural. All right. Well, I'll leave the decision to you. Okay? I'll try that.
Och ja, jag ska bara förstöra.
All right. Well, I'll leave the decision casual.
Jag gillar det här.
Let's
Let's pick a good angle to record.
Yeah boy. Let's go bro, let's go. Ja, men jag måste ta ut min jävla fittkamera också.
So a photo is
Du,
fascinating.
what?
Vänta, va? Take a good spot to take a picture. Men jag har ju en bild rakt här. Jag kan ta en väldigt special camera. Vi tar special camera till det här. Jag ska stå här! Åh nej, om jag disappointar det här då kommer jag aldrig få höra slutet av det.
Käften din jävla hora. Nej, jag ger fan.
Wow.
Ja, jo.
It's a wrap! Take
This
a
is
look!
my
Here's the
land.
photo we took of you.
Wow. This is astonishing. Is it some kind of magic? It seems to be another copy of me. But she doesn't seem to be able to move or talk. I thought it would turn out poorly because I felt rather rigid. But it actually looks more natural than I imagined. The pose is exactly the same, and so is the scenery in the background. I can't imagine how it's achieved.
That's what makes it so special.
Hang on. I'm still struggling to understand this. I need you to explain it again. So, the one in this photo, are you sure it isn't me? If it's not me, then why does she look
Okay, that's way above Paimon's head. Over to you, traveler. Hey, that's right. Do you think the Shogun counts as you?
Of course I do. It was never my intention to place control of Inazuma into anybody else's hands.
So then, who does that make you?
Well, I'm still me. There is no doubt about that. My existence. I think I understand. I am me. There is only one of me. But I can exist in many different forms. It's not important what form I exist in. The Shogun, for example, is one of my forms of existence. The question of whether or not she is me is not determined by any of her components.
In that case, this picture is one of your forms of existence too.
So even I, who seeks eternity, am constantly changing my form of existence. Then, how can I ask Inazuma and everyone who lives here to remain unchanging? Everything I have encountered on this journey with you has been from beyond my existing sphere of knowledge. You've seen a lot of my ignorant side today. Maybe you can't tell, but all this has challenged my understanding of things. Based on what I have seen today, I am forced to accept that Inazuma is a completely different place from the one I remember. But it would be incorrect to conclude from this that the Inazuma of today is no longer Inazuma. Both the Vision Hunt Decree and the statue of the omnipresent God were conceived as a means of bringing about eternity. But if I were really getting closer to eternity, none of this ever would have happened. Perhaps...
Sounds to Paimon like Ace figured things out. And that means that we've done a really great...
Master Kamaji! Master Kamaji!
Why is it getting so... Oh, that sounded like Ippei.
Ippei? Is that someone from the Tenryou Commission?
Yep, let's find out what's...
Henry.